Hello, this is Maaz Belkheir from Eyeturk Real Estate, and today is our Studying in Turkey episode from Eyeturk Podcast. If you're new, our podcast is a weekly show where we cover topics which are interesting for foreigners in Turkey. Our episode today is going to be about studying in Turkey and how to apply to Turkey scholarship. The scholarship which is funded by the government of Turkey for international students. In this episode, we're going to talk about why you should consider studying in Turkey. We'll give you a number of reasons. We will cover how much it costs to study in Turkey and live in Turkey for students. We're going to talk about Turkey scholarship, which is funded by the government. We're going to talk about how you can apply, what are the documents required, what is the criteria, and how is the evaluation process. And we're gonna give tips on how you can advance your application in order to get accepted. At the end of this video, like all our videos, we will be answering any questions you might have about studying in Turkey. I would like to also, for the people who are new, to tell you about the last three episodes we've done. The first one was about residence permit in Turkey. We talked about how you can apply for residence permit, the types of residence permit, and the cost and the process of it, so you can carry on the process on your own from A to Z. Our second episode was about how you can establish a company in Turkey as a foreigner, the benefits, the process, and the different types of companies that foreigners can open. Our third episode, which was last week, we talked about real estate investment in Turkey, how to find the best property, how do you go about registering, and how to protect your rights and everything which is related to the buying process. So we jump into our topic for today. The weather is really nice today in Istanbul. Usually it's raining this week and foggy, but today it's a bit sunny. So why should you consider studying in Turkey? Like, why would you choose Turkey and not somewhere else? Well, there's a lot of reasons which we're going to cover now, but consider this. In the last 10 years, the number of international students grew by 75% in Turkey, and currently there is around 200,000 students. In 2018, UNESCO considered Turkey to be the top 10 countries for international students. The reason why so many international students are choosing Turkey because there's a lot of benefits. The cost of studying and living in this country is considerably less than European countries or America. There's also the benefit of having around 207 different universities with around 60,000 different programs which you can choose from. So depending on which specialty you want to study, you can almost find any specialty you would like to pursue. Another thing which is beneficial for students is that the country is student friendly, meaning that there's a lot of clubs and associations and perks that students can get. For example, in transportation, as a student, you get a special student card which has around 50% discount on using public transportation. The social life in Turkey is really vibrant, and even with the COVID situation, when you look at the most vital and vibrant areas, they're usually areas with a lot of students or universities. Um, a good example would be Beşiktaş in Istanbul. So you can also consider that the quality of education which you're getting, as universities are depending on research. The government is funding a lot of money into technological initiatives. The universities in Turkey are, according to the Times World University Ranking, there's around 43 universities in the ranking, in the best universities in the world. Some of the universities are ranked in the top 300, top 400 around the world. Depends, of course, on the whole quality of the university or a specific department. For example, medicine, some faculties in some universities rank higher than others. Um, there's also the benefit of learning Turkish. It's one of the top uh, spoken languages in the world. Uh, the Turkish people are very friendly and open to speaking with foreigners in Turkish, even if your Turkish is uh, still on the level of a beginner. With all these benefits, you can add to that the like people come here for vacations because it's there's a lot of beautiful places to go. So you studying here with the benefit of being able to visit all these beautiful and cultural places is a really good benefit, in my opinion. So we talked about the reasons why you should consider Turkey for studying. Um, there's also the fact that in 18 years, the number of students in this country grew from around 1 million to 8.4 million. Um, in a country where there's 83 million people, that's a very considerable number. Uh, all right, so we're talking about higher education. Uh, what is the cost? What is the cost of studying in Turkey, and what is the cost of living as a student in Turkey? Well, the general cost of living is much lower than a lot of other countries like in the EU or the US or Canada. Take the US, for example. Rent here is around 80% cheaper than rent in the United States. The minimum wage in Turkey currently stands at around $400. So this can give you a glimpse. As a student, if you want to rent a shared room, prices vary, but they can start from around $50 a month to $150 a month. Of course, prices depend on what kind of area you're staying in, or whether it's a compound building in a strategic area next to metro, next to vital institutions, or not. But what I would say is that in Turkey, any person can live. If you're earning uh, little, or your situation is not that good, there's always an option for every level. So now we covered the rent, and we talked about the minimum wage. There's also the fact that as a student you get special discounts, like public transportation. You're paying nearly half the standard price. Um, there's also a lot of other perks in public institutions, museum tickets, things like this. Flight tickets, students get discounted prices. Now, for the cost of studying, it's a bit tricky because it really depends on whether you're going to study in a private university or a public university. The prices for private universities are much higher. Uh, Also, the fact that are you going to study in Turkish or in English? Uh, some institutions they offer programs in other languages like German, but mostly it's Turkish or English. Now, the for the public universities, it's much harder to get accepted as a foreign student because they have certain standards and certain requirements, and usually there's limited seats for international students. So let's say you want to apply uh, in mechanical engineering at this public university, and they have only 10 or 20 seats available for international students. So you will be competing with other students for the spots. The benefits, of course, are that you're going to get quality education for a really cheap price, considering the benefits you're going to get. The prices for public universities can start from around $80 a year and up to an average of $200, $300 a year. Of course, this depends. Some are higher, and it depends really on the program. Medicine have much higher fees. The private universities, the average uh, tuition fees are around $4,000, $5,000 a year for most programs, and the prices really vary from one university to another. Add to that the fact that if you're studying in Turkish or in English, and what kind of department or faculty you're applying. The the medical faculties for private universities, they're around $15,000 to $20,000 a year. So you can see like started like from $80 a year to $20,000 a year. So there's not really a fixed price. If you're considering studying in Turkey, you need to look at uh, which university do you really want to study in, what are the tuition fees. Also, you should consider applying for scholarships. We're going to talk about the scholarship funded by the Turkish government, but also consider that you can also apply to scholarships given by the universities which are offering the courses. Now, so this can give you a glimpse of what you can expect as a student. Now, I want to remind you that if you have any more questions, if you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments and we will answer them at the end of this video. Um, Now we're going to talk about Turkey scholarship, which is a scholarship fully funded by the Turkish government for international students from any country around the world. Um, this scholarship covers your expenses from A to Z. We're going to talk about the benefits of why you should apply for this scholarship, how you can apply the required documents, and how the evaluation process is carried out. I would also like to tell you that although there's a lot of people applying for the scholarship, I would say that there's still many people who don't even know that this scholarship exists, that they can benefit from this Turkey scholarship. So, why should you apply for this? Well, first, you're getting a free ride. You're not going to pay any tuition fees. Everything is going to be covered by the scholarship. Your your accommodation, your residency, your health insurance, any expenses going to the school. You will also get a monthly stipend to cover any other expenses other than food and accommodation, which will be covered in the scholarship. The scholarship provides dormitories for international students. Do you need to stay in the dormitory? No, you can decide to live outside and rent on your own, but then uh, you will you will bear the expense of renting a place on your own. If you decide to stay, then you're not paying for accommodation. There's also free international flight tickets from your home country to Turkey and back after you finish studying. Another great advantage is that if you don't know Turkish, the scholarship covers a period lasting up to a year where you only study Turkish until you excel and earn a certificate of completing the Turkish language course. This is another advantage. The stipend differs. I would like to point out that this scholarship is for a bachelor degree, master's degree, PhD, and research. The stipend for the bachelor degree is around 800 Turkish lira. The one for master's around 1,100 Turkish lira, and the one for PhD is around 1,600 Turkish lira per month. The one for research is about 3,000 Turkish lira. So the research scholarship is for people who are PhD students or who just finished their PhD study and they want to make a specific research in a period which doesn't exceed 1 year. They can apply and we will cover on the details. Now, what are the conditions for applying? Like, can anyone apply? Almost anyone can apply. But there are some conditions which you need to meet. The first is that you shouldn't be enrolled in any Turkish university in the same scholarship which you're applying for. So let's say you're enrolled in uh, bachelor degree, starting your bachelor courses, and you want to apply, you cannot apply. Another condition is that the student must be a foreigner. If you have Turkish citizenship, or if you're dual citizen with Turkish citizenship, then this scholarship is not for you. There's also the age factor. People who want to apply for the bachelor degree scholarship, they should be not more than 21 years old. Those who want to apply for masters shouldn't be more than 30 years old. And those who want to apply for PhD shouldn't be more than 35 years old. And for the research, your age shouldn't be more than 45 years old. Now, for your grades, if you're applying for bachelor, then you need to have at least a grade of 70% for your high school diploma. If you're applying for masters and PhD, it shouldn't be less than 75%. And for medical programs, it shouldn't be less than 90%, because medical programs are more difficult and cost more. Now, we come to the required documents. So the required documents. Well, first you need a picture of your passport and a picture of a photograph of you, a personal photograph. It needs to be biometric with a white background. Um, so what are the required documents for applying for a bachelor degree? Well, you need your high school diploma and a transcript of your grades. You would need a CV outlining uh, if you have any work experience or hobbies or you're enrolled in some clubs. Really, just an outline of your personal and work or studying experience. Also, there these two things which I'm going to say are optional, but it's recommended that you do. These are uh, the letter of intent or letter of motivation and the reference letter or the recommendation letter. So the recommendation letter or reference letter is usually written by someone who maybe a colleague or but it's better if it's one of your teachers uh, or or your previous boss saying good things about you or like recommending you for this scholarship that you are the best fit for it. While the letter of intent, on the other hand, or letter of motivation, is about it's a personal letter which you write stating your reasons why you should be accepted. So you're applying for the scholarship, Turkish scholarship, around 100,000 people apply for it every year. So there's a lot of competition, and there's a commission which is evaluating the applications, and they need to check and decide and evaluate who gets the scholarship. So in order to compete with all these people, they're not just going to look at your grades, they're not just going to pick those with the higher grades, although that is a factor, but other factors are your personality. Uh, do you really have a financial need for the scholarship that you cannot afford to study at your own expenses? They will also look at your potential of like what kind of person you're going to be after you graduate, what you can contribute to the world. So really, the letter of intent or motivation letter is a very important part of your application. Your recommendation letters also tells a lot about you. So if someone who is in a higher position, in a respected position, writes a letter recommending you and saying good things about you, it also gives or puts you in a bright light. So these are the things which you need for applying for the bachelor uh, uh, bachelor degree scholarship. Now, for the master's degree scholarship, you need a copy of your uh, high school diploma also with your transcript, and you need a copy of your uh, university bachelor diploma and a transcript also. You need your CV. Um, here, uh, the 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 recommendation letter and the letter of intent are not optional. You should attach them, and you should put or write a research proposal. So basically, the research proposal is what you're planning to do research on with your master's degree. In the application process, there's a couple of questions about the research proposal, which you're going to answer. Each section depends, some are around 200 words, other 300 words, really depends. So this is for the master's scholarship. Now for the PhD scholarship, you need your high school diploma and transcript, bachelor diploma and transcript, master's degree diploma and transcript, and you need some examples of your master's degree research, that like choosing parts or chosen examples. Also, you need your letter of intent, and you need 2 recommendation letters or reference letters, not just one, and also a research proposal for your doctorate or PhD. So we covered now bachelor and master's and PhD. Now we go for the research. The research, as I said, is for those who are in PhD level and they want to carry on some research for a period not exceeding a year. They need to get an acceptance letter from a university that they need them or that they accept them to do this kind of research. It has to be specific that they accept the research. So in order to apply, we said that the age limit is 45, not more than 45. You need to attach a copy of your high school diploma, transcript, bachelor diploma, transcript, master's diploma, transcript, PhD diploma, transcript, and examples of your PhD research. You need 2 recommendations letters, a letter of intent, and your research proposal, and you need a letter of a university accepting the proposed research that you're going to do, and you need to prove that you are proficient enough in the language which you're pursuing to do the research in. This is different from the other 3. The other 3, you don't need to prove your language because they will give you courses. But for research, because it's only for 1 year, then you need to prove it with a language certificate. Now, we talked about the requirements, but bear in mind that specific universities have specific requirements, meaning that even if you have all these requirements, some universities might ask you for extra documents or to prove, for example, a language certificate like IELTS or TOEFL. Other universities might want you to get a GRE or GMAT. Also, there's the use exam for foreigners to be able to enter the Turkish public university and get accepted. Basically, it's an exam on mathematics and something like an IQ test. So these are basically the requirements. So when to apply and how to apply? Well, the date for applying starts with 10th starts on 10th of January, and it stays till 20th of February. So today is 6th of February, so you have until 20th. You can apply for the scholarship. The place or the how of applying for the scholarship is through the official website of Türkiye Bursları or Turkey Scholarship. We will put a link to the website. To apply, you don't need to pay any fees. It's free of charge. It's open. We recommend you to apply. You can go and check you put your country and you check the available programs, available universities. Also, you need to make sure that everything you write is correct. They're going to ask you some personal information. It has to be correct. Um, Bear in mind that they will evaluate everything you put in the application, so you don't want to be uh, exaggerating or putting false information. So after you apply, in about 3 to 4 months, they're evaluating, and in the evaluation process, they will select a group of people for an interview. So in the interview process, it means you have been selected. You're not finally like you didn't win the scholarship yet, but you're potentially in the second phase to win the scholarship. So if you get selected for an interview, you can do it in one of the consulates or embassies of Turkey abroad, or sometimes they will make it through the internet. So in the interview, it's going to last around 20 minutes. They're going to ask you about your application. They're going to check the information, ask you a couple of questions. It's not really like they're just trying to know you, get to know you as a person. So after this, around July, they're going to choose the winners of the scholarship, and then you're going to start your visa process, and in September you will be traveling to Turkey to get ready to start your studies. So basically these are the general things for how you can study in Turkey, how much it will cost you, and Turkey scholarship, why you should apply, how you can apply, and the process. I would like to thank you a lot for watching this video. This is the end of the video. If you're watching this later on and you have any questions, you can also leave them in the comments and we will get back to them. So this is it for today. I'll be seeing you next week with another episode of Eyeturk Podcast. Thank you and have a good day.